you have your own goals and ambitions for your life. You know where you want to go. You have goals for career. You have a straight path to where you want to go with that. Maybe you want to manifest certain other things in your life, like having enough money to buy a house someday, or having the funds to create a family, to have kids, or maybe it's to travel. Whatever your goals are, there's a certain set of things that you need to do in order to get there, right? Most of us are not born into wealthy families with money already. You know, we have to work. We have to literally work our way towards our goals. Am I right? So, in order to reach your goals, you have to not only think up your goals, to dream about your goals, but you have to do it. You have to do the work, right? So, a couple years ago, I realized that I needed to make some major changes in my life in order to move forward with the next step in reaching my goals. And it was a really big thing that I had to start with, and I realized that I needed to shed my relationship that I was in at the time. This was a few years ago. It was not a good relationship anymore. It didn't serve me. It was actually holding me back from feeling confident and making the daily effort to move forward to what I wanted to. So I bit the bullet and I ended the relationship, and it was a process. And in that, I realized how important it is to take a look at the people that you're surrounding yourself with. If you have a really clear goal to reach and you have a timeline for yourself, by the way, everyone should have a timeline for making that next step, in reaching their goals, so that you stay on track and you don't waste your time, going out partying, dinners out with this friend and that friend, or this family member, always hanging out, not getting things done. I learned one really valuable thing through my network marketing group a couple years ago, and that was you become the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That is a really powerful thought. You think about it. Now, this is nothing new, right? Network marketers have been saying this for a long time. Relationship coaches and mindset people have been saying this for a long time, but this came to me a couple years ago with my network marketing group. And I started really listening to that quote every day. I started thinking about the quality of relationships I have in my life, and what I'm doing with those people, when I'm with them. Are we getting together and creating new opportunities for ourselves to make money, or to, build something for our futures? Or are we literally just like going out to the bar and drinking all day, which is not something I personally have really done, but I spent a lot of time going out for dinners. I spent time traveling with this friend and that friend, and I realized like a lot of my friendships are who I'm not putting anyone down here. I love all the people that I surround myself with. I surround myself typically with good people, but to dig a little further, the quality of our relationships were not helping either one of us. So I realized I kind of had to put everyone else on the back burner just a little bit for myself, because we should be living our lives for ourselves, right? Not for anyone else. When it comes down to it, your best friend is not going to be there to wipe your butt. They're not going to pay your bills. You are in control of your own life. So you have to take control, right? So one thing I had to do was to kind of cut the time that I've been spending with my friends. And it's not to put them down. It's not that I don't want to hang out with them or anything, but I have to stay on this clear, direct path that I want to go on in order to get where I want in my life for my personal self. And another thing is that you have to spend time with yourself. You have to have self-love, or you're not going to reach your goal. Let me just say, honestly, and that's my opinion, you're not going to reach your goal feeling confident if you don't love yourself. You have to spend time with yourself, talk to yourself. It can be lonely, cutting, certain events out. You don't need to go to every single birthday party, every single baby shower, every single wedding. You think about it and decide if that's what you want to fit into your precious time, because we don't get our time back. Every minute spent is a minute lost. So what are you doing with that minute, that every single minute that we're living in our lives? So when I started spending time with myself and really talking to myself and analyzing every little part of my daily life, I realized that in some of my closer friendships, I had a couple toxic people that I was kind of following, and they gave me little hints of like, okay, so this person is doing that, I don't agree with that, but that's okay, I'll forgive them, But then when I look back, some of the things that people have said to me or have done to me, or I have seen them do to other people, it's just, I realize now it's such a turnoff to me. Why? Now I'm questioning myself, like, why did I allow myself to spend so much time with this person? And I'm not trying to put anyone down here, but it really feels good to be able to distinguish the toxic personalities or the toxic habits that some people have, and be able to cut them out. Either confront them and let them know, like, hey, this personality trait that you have is really toxic for me, or I don't agree with how you're living this way, or why did you do this or that to that person. It's really interesting when you cut the toxic people out, and I have to say, it's never comfortable to usher someone out of your life. It's never comfortable, nor is it fun. It at times can make you feel really horrible, but in the end, you have to live your life for yourself and not for anyone else. So I'm not saying to harm anyone or to offend or diss anyone, but just kindly usher them out of your daily life, and you'll feel so much better. Not having a cluttered life full of tons of friends and tons of family that's always distracting you. You're going to, if you follow that, you're going to get successful because you have no other option. So this is just my thought. I'm not trying to offend anyone or come across too strongly or anything, but this is just kind of the stuff that I think about these days and that I talk about with certain friends and family, and I'm getting a lot more clarity in my life, and I highly recommend you do the same for yourself. Is really think about how you're spending your time with the people in your lives, and start putting yourself at a higher standard, right? We always talk about standards in a relationship form, right? Or finding the right mate. But you have to have standards in everything you do. You have to have standards in the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you communicate non-verbally with people. so many different ways. You have to have standards in the people you surround yourself with. Now that, my friend, is the key to success. So I wish you all complete success and happiness. Stay tuned for more.